Saturday in Cyrodiil. Whether you are a battle-toughened veteran, a bristling bright newbie, or you are placed somewhere in between, this day promises to be filled with excitement and the exhilaration of running through enemy territory with friends. The skills you have already gained in PvE is of importance and will be of great help to you during the day. The ultimate goal is to secure the Emperorship and capture the enemy scrolls. There are lots of challenges along the way, but we know that we are prepared for war and victory. We have a more subtle approach than just blundering around Cyrodiil, hoping that you have superior numbers to win the day. Whilst this old approach can be successful, and suits the single-minded bully, you can suffer a lot of casualties, learn very little, and waste a lot of time blindly running about trying to catch up to your own army. Your role in our adventure, however, will be far more rewarding, and it depends on your willingness to learn and work as part of a team. The team is made up of heroes like you, who know their job and execute it with all the skills of the true warrior that war will make you. Our guild bootcamp is based on the knowledge and experience of the elders, vets, seasoned guardians and guides. We will train you and bring out the champion in you. These mature players are willing to share their years of experience with our groups, but at the same time are always willing to listen to new ideas. Your first task is to learn what skills will suit your style of play. We are divided into groups that have different tasks on the field of battle and therefore have different strengths and weaknesses. The first is the skirmisher and is probably the most challenging. He is the direct PvP fighter. He faces his opponent and slugs it out to the end. His strength in a group can be enhanced by the intelligent use of healers and tanks. A skirmisher is usually an experienced and fearless player. Many new players are put off by the relentlessness of an enemy skirmisher attack, and that is why it is not recommended as an entry level for new players. When large numbers of skirmishers go head-to-head on the field of battle, it is called a Zerg. Zerg battles are rare but usually epic, with much death and carnage taking place. Traditionally the winner is the side that has the most players. However, the strategic use of terrain, the placement of revival tents, the correct use of tanks and healers, the deployment of siege, and the coordinated application of ultimate abilities can quickly turn the tide. A good entry level for newish players is the Resource Raider. The clever Resource Raider group does not just charge in like a skirmisher but uses stealth and timing. Each group member has a task and executes it with deadly force. The Resource Raider comes out of hiding, strikes with calculated lightning-fast force and returns to stealth. Because of their speed, Resource Raiders can often go to join in the siege assault group on the castle immediately after they have taken their objective. Or, they can assist other Resource Raiders with their mission. The Resource Raider will often melt into the background and conduct spoof raids as a distraction tactic somewhere away from the main attack. The Resource Raider is fast, stealthy and mobile. If you are looking for excitement, this is a good place to start. The Sieger. All players can carry and use siege equipment. However, a dedicated siege player needs a few abilities loaded on their skill bar that makes his or her job easier and contributes mightily to the group. Siegers have two main assault tasks. The first is to batter a way into the castle or keep, and the second is to capture the castle flag. If a siege group is backed up by skirmishers and Resource Raiders, the flag will fall relatively easily. A good sieger has anti-personnel and hard target equipment loaded and knows what to use in each application. The sieger will also learn to use several pieces of equipment at the same time, making him a deadly asset during assaults on walls and gates. He will also learn the best placement of equipment for defense. Whilst anyone on the field can double as a sieger, a dedicated sieger is a very valuable player, because he is prepared, with the right weapon at the right time. The Scout and Scouting Party. This position is a stealth-orientated role and will suit players who have fast mounts to avoid conflict. The Scout has three jobs. The first is to freely roam the map and report back on enemy troop movements. The second is to assist with spoof raids, and the third is to pick up, run with and escort the captured scroll. The Scout rarely fights other players and is skilled at avoiding conflict, so this is very much a silent tactical position designed to outsmart the enemy. It is because conflict is avoided the Scout build can be one of defense, stealth and speed. Groups of Scouts prefer to gank stragglers at choke points, preferring to ambush, rather than an all-out fight in the open. Some experience in the Dark Brotherhood and thieving in PvE can be a great help to the scout. Scouts are also useful as a backup, adding their strength of numbers to an assault or skirmish, or even coming out of stealth and ambushing enemy reinforcement or their way to battle. This makes scouting a great entry level. The Pug Group. This role is designed to pick up latecomers, stragglers and non-guild players who are in Cyrodiil on the day. Pug Group members can be recruited by any of the other groups and shipped out to them depending on the business of the day. The Pug Group is a backup group that runs assistance to the other groups. The main function is to try to keep guild control of the events in Cyrodiil so that our plans are not foiled by non-guild players just charging in or revealing our position too early. Although you may enter Cyrodiil with one skill set in mind, you may request a secondary role if you want to develop different competencies. So you need to select your preferred role: skirmisher, resource raider, siegers, scout, or pug, and equip your toon accordingly. You will have time to research which build will suit you, either online, or you can speak to our leadership in Discord or game chat. You can test your build on our Tuesday night Cyrodiil tours, a fun-filled romp through the battlefield to orientate you to the area. Before the big day, the leaders will be holding strategy meetings so that they can all be on the same page. A separate tactics meeting will also be held for you so that you will know the battle plan for the day. For security reasons, we do not publish our battle plans online, but verbally brief our warriors through Discord, as close to the event as possible. Occasionally I'm asked about spying. The official stance of the guild is simple: we do not participate in or condone cross-faction spying, believing that fair play should always be the order of the day. Okay, now this all may sound like a lot to take in at first, but the whole thing becomes very simple once you have experienced a day with us in Cyrodiil. So relax, and never be afraid to ask questions. We all know what it was like to be a beginner. The first thing you need to do is register your interest in the event on the page supplied in Discord. The second is to make contact with a leader on Discord to discuss your role and armor build. The third is to meet with and get to know your comrades in arms and perhaps do a few practice runs with them. So I hope this has given you an idea of what it is all about, and also shown you what to do next. I'll see you on the fields of battle in Cyrodiil.